My fellow Americans, we have endured a week such as no nation should live through, a time of violence and tragedy. For a few minutes tonight, I want to talk about that tragedy. I want to talk about the deeper questions that it raises for us all. I'm tonight appointing a special advisory commission on civil disorders. Governor Otto Kerner of Illinois has agreed to serve as chairman. The commission will investigate the origins of the recent disorders in our city. It will make recommendations to me, to the Congress, to the state governors, and to the mayors for measures to prevent or contain such disasters in the future. In their work, the commission members will have access to the facts that are gathered by Director Edgar Hoover and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI will continue to exercise its full authority to investigate these riots in accordance with my standing instructions and continue to search for evidence of conspiracy.
As Governor of the State of Michigan, I do hereby officially request the immediate deployment of federal troops into Michigan to assist state and local authorities in reestablishing law and order in the city of Detroit. I am joined in this request by Jerome P. Kavanaugh, Mayor of the city of Detroit.
We're here at the request of Governor Romney. We're about to go downtown and meet with him and with Mayor Kavanaugh to discuss such specific plans for support and assistance as may be required.
Law and order have broken down in Detroit, Michigan. Pillage, looting, murder, and arson have nothing to do with civil rights.
I'm not a pessimist by nature, nor am I an alarmist, but I do see institutions and attitudes and values crumpling all over this country as our cities are going up in flame. And that night that I flew through that city in a helicopter looking at what looked like Berlin in 1945 was really one of the most despairing days of my lifetime. But I now, upon reflection, think that what I was watching was merely something that was happening in other parts of the country and would happen again, unfortunately, unless this country proposes to commit its conscience and its resources to changing our course of action. And we haven't done it. We're not going to achieve justice within our society by ripping up our cities and tearing them apart. And anyone that thinks that that's the ultimate answer is absolutely wrong. Because what will happen will be what's happening right now, unfortunately. Far greater polarization of attitudes on the part of both the white and the Negro, increasing arms race on the part of both blacks and whites in all of these cities.
The small arms race is a major fact of life in Detroit, a fact against which any plans or hopes for the city's future must be measured. Suburban ladies are being trained by the Dearborn Recreation Department. The sale of firearms has doubled in the last year. The tension of Negro disillusionment is in the air, and so is white anxiety, with both sides fearing an incident that will escalate, both arming for what they see as self-defense.
Have you ever had a gun in Detroit before? And why do you feel you need protection now?
It's getting rough.
It's getting rough.
The most famous words, probably the core of the report, was, "Our nation is moving toward two societies, one white, one black, separate and unequal."
Is that still true today?
It's still true. We'd say one white, one black, and Hispanic today, and other minorities, separate and unequal. And it's grown that way again.
He was a graduate student when he interviewed the former slaves, including the two women you hear in this broadcast. Himself interviewed just before he died in 1979, Falk was going on about how he believed in giving blacks the right to go to school, giving them the right to vote, giving them the right to go into anything they qualified for. And then he said he experienced an epiphany.
I was sitting out on a wagon tongue with this old black man and was telling him what a different kind of white man I was. I remember him looking at me very sadly and kind of sweetly and condescending and said, "You know, you still got the disease, honey. I know you think you're cured, but you're not cured. You can't give me the right to be a human being. I'm born with that right. Now, you can keep me from having that. If you've got all the policemen and all the jobs on your side, you can deprive me of it. But you can't give it to me. Because I was born with it just like you was." My God, it had a profound effect on me. I was furious with him. But the more I reflected on it, the more profoundly it affected me. And I realized this was where it really was.
Most famous words, probably the core of the report, was, "Our nation is moving toward two societies, one white, one black, separate and unequal."